But our kids are very capable of great responsibility. We've got some wonderful thinkers, some very impressive students in our K-12 system. As I interact with some of our high school students, I often meet with members of the leadership corps at the high school. They are so bright, so articulate, so self-confident. They're really, really an impressive group of young people. Perhaps at some point you'd love to have a conversation with them here to talk about some of their insights. So as we look to at what are some of those capabilities and connections, when I talk about STEM, which people are now coming to understand is a national model that represents science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which are key areas that will drive our economy in terms of those higher paying jobs that can be most meaningful to our young people and to the economy of the Commonwealth. We need to give those kids opportunities and special kinds of experiences. Education will not look the way that it did and should not look the way that it did when perhaps we were going through high school or grade school. The technology has changed. Our knowledge of what happens in the world, it grows exponentially every single day as new discoveries are made and new literature is created and new art, and there's so much for them to learn about and to understand. And so as we begin to reach out and build connections, I believe a hallmark for the Sandwich Public Schools can be built around science. And I've had opportunities to talk to some of our colleagues at Mass Maritime that describes themselves as a STEM academy. We've had some of our local organizations right here in Sandwich that are focused on science, that after they've heard about my interest have reached out to me and have said, we would love to form a partnership with the Sandwich Public Schools. We have some alumni groups in town from some very prestigious colleges and universities, some that have a very strong focus on science and engineering and mathematics that are saying, thankfully, we are so pleased that we have a superintendent that wants to build those kinds of connections and give our kids that kind of experience. And I believe the excitement around that will also generate a sense among our parents that there's so much to be offered in the Sandwich Public Schools, that this is where we'd like our kids to be. We can find it, what we're looking for, and we can sustain it over time. That will be our challenge in difficult budget times. But we have choices to make, and we really are at a tipping point here in Sandwich with the public school system. We have the opportunity to really create something excellent that the town can be proud of, can serve the town well, can make it be attractive, can help local businesses, because when we keep kids in town, we also keep their parents here in terms of their spending in local restaurants and shops, because they're not leaving the Sandwich to go other places on the Cape where their kids might be in school. So we want to keep them here, and to do that, we want to give them truly a high quality program. The give back to the community, I also believe, beyond our local businesses, has to do with property values. And I know sometimes people raise their eyebrows about that, but the reality is, as I met with the realtors in town, invited me to attend one of their meetings, had a great session with them, and heard what I expected I would hear, that property values comparably from one town to another. You take a standard Cape or a Colonial from in one town or another, same size parcel of land, and same, even if they were designed by the same architect and same builder, the true value includes the services that are connected to that property. And at the forefront of that, for families that might be coming into Sandwich that are interested in those 4-bedroom colonials that already exist, and some that are on the market that have those for sale signs, I have to tell you that the families that they hope to attract are looking, number one, for quality schools. It's not to diminish the importance of all of the other services in town. And as superintendent, you'll find me incredibly respectful of that. I have a fiduciary responsibility to every citizen here in town. I now too am a taxpayer, and oddly enough, I welcomed my bill when I got it because I was proud to write out my first check to pay taxes here in Sandwich, and to recognize that I'm contributing in many ways. There may be things that I don't make use of. I don't make use of the golf course or the marina, but I'm proud to share in the cost of that for those people who use those facilities. In the same way, I recognize there are folks out there that may not have children in the schools, but we need them also to help us fund a future for not only our children, but a reputation for excellence in education in Sandwich that will, in fact, contribute to those property values. And as those property values rise, it also, higher values also mean higher money that's coming in to the town through its tax collection. No one likes to pay more in taxes, but the reality is it's part of life.